Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to read the book which name is The Old Man and His God, Discovering the Spirit of India by Sudha Murthy, and she is the writer of this book. So let's get started. The first chapter is The Old Man and His God. Page 1. A few years back, I was traveling in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. It was getting dark, and due to a depression over the Bay of Bengal, it was raining heavily. The roads were overflowing with water, and my driver stopped the car near a village. "There is no way we can proceed further in this rain," said the driver. "Why don't you look for shelter somewhere nearby rather than sit in the car, stranded in an unknown place among unknown people?" I was a bit worried. Nevertheless, I retrieved my umbrella and marched out into the pelting rain. I started walking toward the tiny village, whose name I cannot recall now. There was no electricity, and it was a trial walking in the darkness and the rain. In the distance, I could just make out the shape of a small temple. I decided it would be an ideal place to take shelter. 1 minute, guys. Yes, take shelter. So I made my way to it. Halfway there, the rain started coming down even more viscerally, and the strong wind blew my umbrella away, leaving me completely drenched. I reached the temple soaking wet. As soon as I entered, I heard an elderly person's voice calling out to me, though I cannot speak Tamil. I could make out the concern in the voice. In the course of my travels, I have come to realize that voices from the heart can be understood irrespective of the language they speak. To peered into the darkness of the people and saw an old man of about 80. Standing next to him was an equally old lady in a traditional lanyard cotton sari. She said something to him that and then approached me with a worn but clean towel in her hand. As I wiped my face and head, I noticed that the man was blind. It was obvious from their surroundings that they were very poor. The Shiva temple, where I now stood, was simple, with the minimum of ostentation on its temple. Where I now stood was simple with the minimum of ostentation in its decorations. The Shivlinga was bare except for a bilva leaf on top. The only light came from a single oil lamp. In that flickering light, a sense of calm overcame me, and I felt myself closer to God than ever before. In halting Tamil, I asked the man to perform the evening Mangala Aarti, which he did with love and dedication. When he finished, I placed a 100 rupee note as the dakshina. He touched the note and pulled away his hands. Looking uncomfortable, politely he said, "Amma, I can make out that the note is not for 10 rupees, the most we usually receive. Whoever you may be, in a temple, your devotion is important, not your money. Even our ancestors have said that a devotee should give as much as he or she can afford to. To me, you are a devotee of Shiva. Like everyone else who comes here, please take back this money." I was taken aback. I did not know how to react. I looked at the man's wife, expecting her to argue with him and urge him to take the money, but she just stood quietly. Often in many households, a wife encourages the man's greediness. Here it was the opposite. She was endorsing her husband's views. So I sat down with them, and with the wind and rain whipping up a frenzy outside, we talked about our lives. I asked them about themselves, their life in the village temple, and whether they had anyone to look after them. Finally, I said, "Both of you are old. You don't have any children to look after your everyday needs. In old age, one